Hello everyone, welcome back to another Umamusume video. We're reaching the end of January. Today's January 31st, so in a matter of hours or so, we are going to be expecting the next lineup for February, which is going to be a shorter month, of course, due to the nature of February in itself. We lose basically 2 days or so due to it ending on the 28th. So I'm expecting at least a slower kind of month with this upcoming month. But before we do that, let's start off with where we're at right now. When the New Year's event started a couple days ago, alongside Tiamapra O and Harura coming to the trainee pool, and Maki Takane Fukikicharu and Admire Vega coming to the sport card pool. A little bit after I would say the banner has ended, we are going to basically have a mass rerun of every 3-star Uma that was part of last year's banners, from the anime collabs of Tokai Tegeo and the German Queen to the wedding skins of Mino Top Gun, in Air Groove, the summer units like Marzensky and Special Week, the fantasy units with El Condor Pasa and Grass Wonder, the Halloween units from Rice Shower and Super Creek, all the way up to, of course, the now Harurara and Tiamapara for New Year's. Everyone who has basically been Rand before will be in this banner. Now, funny enough, the beginning of Global's side was a bit different from the beginning of Japan, because for a good chunk of it, we did have a banner that was basically all the standard Umamusumes, Special Week, Silent Suzuka, Tokaiteya, Marzensky, Ogre Cap, Taiki Shuttle, Majora McQueen. We had all those on one banner, and you could summon for realistically, but we didn't. The more I think about it, we didn't have that banner, did we? So this is technically going to be not their rerun, but technically their first rate up, quote unquote, because you are going to be summoning in basically a pool filled with everyone at almost at the same rate, basically. So if this is something that really piques your interest, I guess to keep an eye out that. Coming alongside this banner will actually be 2 new support cards in Tamacross, the SR Guts, and Sasami Anshinzawa. A familiar face for sure. This is the nurse lady that gives you a choice between a couple of injections you can give to your trainees, and they have a chance to fail, and if they fail, it's always very terrible, but if they do proc, it's usually something that will help you in the long run. But no one usually likes to take that risk. But now, she's going to be officially in our support card pool, and I'll go over that eventually. Anywho, basically after this big rerun banner ends, we are expected to get our first quote-unquote unit after the first year. I say that as if we just didn't have the first unit release of this year was Christmas Ogre and Biwa. So I guess it is no longer the first real release of a new trainee, with Sakura Chiyano O. Alongside Sakura Chiyano O will be a rerun of Riko Kashimoto and Tazuna Hayakawa, and we're basically closing in on where I expect January to end, with Mahono Bourbon and Asian Flash Valentines. And alongside them will be Nishino Flower and Sakura Bakshino, SSR Intelligence and SSR Guts, with the event Pastier Grandior story event. And this event will grant us a Tosin Jordan free to play. But yeah, for the most part, this is going to be one of the quicker videos, mostly because I don't expect much of it. But we can take a little peek into the future And the banners that would follow, basically these two, would be Majiro Ardrin and Admire Vega. So, do I really see Majiro Ardrin coming this soon? If for some good reason the Champions Meet is very early into February, there is a huge chance that we actually do make it to Majiro Ardrin, but we are definitely, I don't really see making it to Admire Vega. If you're wondering what two banners these two would hold, Majiro Ardrin would get new support cards, while Admire Vega will have reruns of two support cards. Those two support cards being Fine Motion, the Intelligence one, Kawakami Princess, the Wedding Speed one. And then for the new support cards for Majiro Ardrin would be Agnes Digital, an SSR Power, and Ingi's Fusion, an SR Intelligence. But yeah, that's mostly it on the side of, you know, stuff for banners and support cards and events. Now, we can always go over the fact of what's coming next for Champions Meet. So, we just ended the Sagittarius Cup. We are out of Long for now. The next two Champions Meet to look forward to would be Capricorn, a turf short, so it is a sprint. I'm pretty sure that's what they call it. I can always double check real quick. It was correct. This is going to be a sprint Champions Meet, so be sure to start training up your sprint Umas and the likes. This time we will not be racing on turf. It's actually going to be soft again because it's going to be snowing. It's winter. So, if you noticed, because we did have a sort of situation like this a little bit ago with the Scorpio Cup because it was raining in the autumn. But for the most part, yeah, some have good, some have firm. But this is the time that we are in soft. If you want to know the one directly after, it's actually going to be our first dirt Champions Meet. We're going to be racing on mile, so it's going to be one of the more standard ones. If you have a Harurara, you would definitely want to train up that mile stat, because it's always at B, and her sprint is always at A? Yeah, that sounds about right. So that's it when it comes to Champions Meet. I expect it realistically at the end of February, but if it doesn't make it to the end of February, it's going to be in the middle of February. And that means we are getting faster. The Legends races. We just finished up the Arima Keenan Legend race with Nice Nature, Grass Wonder, and Augury Cap. The next couple would be on the Hanshin Juvenile Fillies for Legend race. This is a February race, so maybe they do squeeze it out at the 28th somehow, but it's gonna be cutting it close to see if we get the Hanshin Juvenile Fillies Legend race. I hope so, but it's just a matter of how fast they want to make us go. They could throw a curveball at us for all we know for this upcoming month, but I won't know that till I wake up, and you guys will know that by the time this has been like a couple hours after, I guess. But yeah, I guess that's all for today's video. It's a pretty quick one. If you like this kind of content, thank you for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!